Today we will go through consolidation of investments with S4HANA Finance for group reporting. So we all know what is S4HANA Finance and what is group reporting. Yeah. So group reporting SAP introduced in 1809 version, S4HANA 1809. At that time, we have all the tasks performed by the local accountant, all the tasks performed by the group accountant. So that course is based for this particular new course, whatever I'm going to start. If you observe the name of this course, Consolidation of Investments with S4HANA Finance for group reporting. So this course deals only consolidation of investments, CY. Now, you might have a question, why earlier when we learned group reporting, at that time we discussed consolidation of investments, why we have to learn again this consolidation of investments. The group reporting, basic group reporting, which is the course code is S4F95, right? The S4F95, when you see, that is the basic configuration it handles, basic configuration in the sense, what is group reporting, what are the tables involved, what are document types, what are posting levels. When you define the financial statement items, how to define those things, attribute values of the financial statements, consolidation units, consolidation groups, currency translation methods, validations, intercompany eliminations, and consolidation of investments, only purchase method we discuss in that particular S4F95. So that course gives you like what is that product, and I mean entire product knowledge. So how to collect the data, how to convert that collected data into YAGDOC U table understandable format, or how to consolidate all those collected data. That's what S4F95 talks about. In S4F95, when I say, that is the basic course in group reporting. So today's course, whatever I am starting now, consolidation of investments with group reporting, to learn this particular course, you should have that particular knowledge, S4F95 knowledge. That's what I have written here. Functional consultant who already working on group reporting or trained in S4F95 group reporting. Only those can understand this particular course, whatever I'm going to start. Any questions? Yeah. So audience, functional consultants who are already working on group reporting or trained in S4F95 group reporting. So you need basic knowledge, group reporting knowledge to understand. So whatever course we are going to start today, that is not S4F95, which is S4F96. So S4F96, which talks about consolidation of investments. Now why I'm insisting on consolidation of investments. So let's understand the course details, what we are going to start from today, consolidation of investments with group reporting. Let's understand that course. Then we'll go through the course content. Then if you have any questions, I'll answer those questions. So about this course, the main focus of this course is consolidation of investments. So in consolidation of investments, you have many things like when you see first consolidation, subsequent consolidation, capital increase, investment increase, which is also called a step acquisition, partial transfers, partial divestitures, total divestitures, equity method to purchase method, the method change or purchase method to equity method change, which is also called as accounting method change. So when you face these kind of scenarios at your client place, is there any solution available in group reporting? If the solution is available, how you can demonstrate that solution or those entries to your customer? That's what the main objective of this course. This course puts a focus on consolidation of investment. This course adds the necessary details that application consultants are supposed to be aware of so they can successfully implement S/4HANA Finance Group Reporting. So the basic course talks about how to set up the product, which is S4F95, S4F96, which we are going to talk about. So it talks about the functionality. So if you want to implement, so if your customer is talking about partial divestiture, they might ask you what kind of entries the system is going to pass for consolidation of investments. Whether partial divestiture is available with group reporting or not. If available, how to add the control data, how to upload that particular data required for this particular partial divestitures. This course answers those questions. Course goals. This course will prepare you to get into set up advanced consolidation of investments. See the name, advanced consolidation of investments. Whatever consolidation of investments we learned earlier in S4F95, which is like basic thing like investment elimination, capital elimination, minority calculations, goodwill consolidation, goodwill calculation. So it talks about, S4F95 only talks about first consolidation, subsequent consolidation. But this course talks about first consolidation, subsequent consolidation, and some other activities you perform in the consolidation of investments. So whatever we are going to cover, if you remember, in S4F95, when you cover, right, when we cover those things, advanced ABC, right, activity-based consolidation of investments. We spent activity-based consolidation of investments. We spent only 1 hour, hardly. At the end of the session, I just given some overview, and we executed one sample scenario. In that scenario, system passes first consolidation and equity consolidation documents that we have gone through. In this particular course, we are going to understand activity-based consolidation of investments, which are already configured by SAP with the 1SG content. When you install, automatically that content comes. So we are going to understand what is that content SAP delivered based on activity-based approach, how the activity-based approach configured for activity-based consolidation, first consolidation, subsequent consolidation, partial divestitures, total divestitures, capital increase, capital decrease, investment increase, investment decrease, accounting method change. For those scenarios, how this activity-based configuration done by SAP. That we are going to understand tomorrow if you want to change these scenarios. For example, activity-based consolidation of investments, when you are executing for total divestitures, the clearing account, net income clearing account, you can see one number, particular number, system is going to update. If you want to change that number, what you have to do? Because your customer might have their own chart of accounts, their own FS items. So what you can do if you want to do that? When the percentage changes, right, investment percentage changes, how to upload that investment percentage? What are the options I have? When you are releasing ACDoc A data to ACDoc U table, investment data comes to ACDoc U table if it is a SAP integrated unit. How the investment percentages are maintained? So those things we are going to do. For activity-based approach, what is the way to prepare that particular control data? What is the way you have to load that particular data? And this is what we are going to discuss for all those scenarios. So for this course, to understand this particular course, right, at least you have very good experience in group reporting or BPC consolidation or embedded consolidation or real-time consolidation. You should know the consolidation processes, right? See, that's what I have written here. Essential business process knowledge of financial consolidation. So at least group reporting, basic S4F95, good understanding group reporting is mandatory. Plus, to understand the product, this S4F98 is 95 is mandatory. To understand S4F96, S4F95 is mandatory. Plus, business process knowledge of financial consolidation. So you should know how the consolidation of investment happens in S4F 95. So this goes based on S4F S4 HANA 2020. So the latest version. So tomorrow if we get 2021, right? I mean that means SAP might have released that one. So once that system is available, we will move to S4 HANA 2021. So version, whatever the latest version, we are going to use that particular version. So the content, the content what it is going to cover. See, if you see two things: the activity-based approach, rule-based approach. In S4F 95, we discussed a rule-based approach, one simple first consolidation and subsequent consolidation. In this course, we are going to discuss rule-based approach if you want change in share, change in capital, total divestitures. If you want to implement these scenarios, so rule-based approach, only these scenarios are possible. And in the rule-based approach, if you remember, when we were discussing S4F 95, I always discuss purchase method only. So in this, we are going to discuss equity method also. Using rule-based approach, equity method is not possible. Execution of equity method is not possible. Only purchase. I mean, see, this particular system came introduced in 2018 September. Everyone knows. So it will take time to add all the functionalities, right? In 1809, if you see, management consolidation not available at that time. So 1909 they added that management consolidation. 1809 intercompany eliminations are not available. Intercompany matching and reconciliation not available. 1909 they added. Same way here also, equity method of consolidation based on equity method is not possible with rule based. But in this particular course, we are going to discuss what type of entries you have to upload. If it is not possible, that then we have to manually update those entries. What entries we are going to update using equity method for equity method in rule-based approach, that we are going to discuss. When we are talking about activity-based approach, purchase method and equity method both are possible. See, when we were discussing S4F 95, people used to ask me, what is the difference between activity-based approach and rule-based approach? The main difference in activity-based approach and rule-based approach, you can see these two areas. What in the content now, if you see, using activity-based approach, you can do the initial consolidation, that means first consolidation, subsequent consolidation, step acquisition, changes in capital, changes in shares, partial and total transfers, partial divestitures, total divestitures, horizontal and vertical mergers, and also I have not mentioned here accounting method change also possible. Equity method consolidation possible, but when you talk about rule-based approach, only first and subsequent consolidation, changes in share, changes in capital, and total divestitures possible. So partial divestitures not possible, horizontal vertical mergers not possible, partial total transfers not possible, equity consolidation is not possible using rule-based approach. So we have designed the content. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Can you go back to the previous slide, please?
Sorry.
Okay, can you go back on the slide, if possible?
Yeah.
The one that you show. So activity base is it's a cloud part, and the other one was on premise, right?
Not like that. Not like that. So the activity-based approach in cloud, SAP uses activity-based approach. But if you want in on-premise, suppose on-premise version you have, S4HANA on-premise version you have, even then you can use activity-based approach.
Okay. All right. So you only choose one or the other. You cannot combine two approaches in different posts.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
So here I prepared that particular content, whatever I'm going to deliver in this particular course. So first we are going to talk about activity-based consolidation of investments. In this first scenario, so we are going to have one scenario. So I'm going to prepare those scenarios, and we are going to maintain that data. Yeah, any questions?
Yes. So if we use activity-based approach on an on-prem, will there be any difference in licensing cost?
No, no. So always on-premise group reporting is with the S/4HANA license, so no separate license cost. So same thing is applicable whether you use rule-based or activity-based.
Thank you.
So that for activity-based approach, what is the structure we are going to maintain? Consolidation structure we are going to maintain. Financial data required. So suppose I have total 10 entities. For those 10 consolidation units, we are going to prepare the data. So when we are talking about this consolidation of investments, whatever we are structure I am talking about. So this is the structure. So for example, this is the structure we are talking about. So now if you see, I have GRM group, GRS group, GRO group, all are part of let's say Europe group. So my main group is Europe group. So one group created Switzerland and France, and Germany investment in Switzerland also there. So one more thing you have to understand here, when we were talking about rule based, what I said, the consolidation of GRM 00 is possible. Switzerland and France is not possible. So whether activity based you use or rule based you use, the consolidation of Switzerland and France at GRM group level, it's possible. Now when you want to consolidate at Europe level, so this when we are talking about rule based approach, right? So minorities in goodwill not possible. So when you are moving this France, when you are adding this France data to Europe, when you are adding this Switzerland data to Europe, right? So system is not going to, you have to create a group. In that group, all these entities you have to add TA, you have to add SW, and then you have to add France, and you have to calculate the shares, and you have to maintain. But here in activity based, minorities in goodwill possible. So automatically system can take the information from this particular group and it can adjust the goodwill and minorities in that particular goodwill. So now we are in this course, we are going to have these three groups, GRM, GRS and GRO, and one more group, GRE, which is Europe group. And every time whenever we are discussing about activity based consolidation of investments, so one group we are going to, so for example GRM group, which is Central Europe group, where we are going to discuss increase in investments, right? So when you are increasing the investment, so increase in the direct share. So when you are increasing the investments, so you are increasing the direct share. So that's what called a step acquisition. We are going to learn how the step acquisition is handled using in ABC and rule based both. Now here if you see, I have Spain investment in Portugal, Spain investment in Italy. So Spain investment in Italy, when you see, so this particular course, what happened, this is, see, whatever I am talking about this structure, this is period 3. So I maintained 3 periods in this course, how it is designed in S4F 96, yeah. So first period 3 activities. So period 3 is first consolidation period for me. In the first consolidation period, all these groups, we are going to generate first consolidation document. See, we have an equity method also, at equity method. If you see, Poland investment in Hungary is at equity, so 30%, so at equity. For this also, system is going to generate entries because it's activity based consolidation of investments. First we are going to start. So period 3 is my first consolidation period. So in the first consolidation period, for entire group structure, we are going to generate first consolidation document and subsequent consolidation documents. Then period 4, so the same structure only. Period 4, I am going to perform some activities. What are the activities I am going to perform? First activity, increase in the investment. So that we are going to take example in GRM group, central group, and we are going to maintain the data in period 4. We are going to maintain that investment increase relevant control data, and that's also what is the activity for this. This is also called a step acquisition. What is the activity for this step acquisition? What are the sub items you have to use? If you remember, 901 incoming units, it's a sub item which is 901, which is incoming unit. 998, which is outgoing unit. So how to use these sub items? How to use these sub items to calculate this particular step acquisitions, and how to connect or how to link your investment increase. Suppose your investment in subsidiaries increased $100. So which activity it should be tagged? That we are going to discuss, and the entries whatever system is going to pass, that we are going to analyze. Then we'll move to Southern Europe group. In this group, right? So Spain investment is there in Portugal and Italy. So we are going to cover two scenarios here. First scenario, partial transfer at the end of the period. So partial transfer in the sense, so whatever Spain invested in Portugal, right? So for example, Spain invested how much investment? So here 70% investment. Spain investment in Portugal, 70%. 20%, right? 20% they are moving to some other group. For example, GRO00, which is this group. Other group. So for Poland is taking 20% from Spain. So 50% here in this particular group relevant to Portugal, 20% in this particular other groups. So the partial transfer at the end of the period, how system is going to deal? You might be having a question like, what is the difference between partial transfer and partial divestitures? Partial transfer happens within the group. So from one group you reduce the percentage and you move that percentage to other group. That is called partial transfers here in ABC or in group reporting. Partial divestiture is you are decreasing the investment percentage. So from 70 to 50, your 70% is your investment. You are decreasing something around 20%. So 50% will be your investment now. So that 20% discount decrease, we are calling it as partial divestitures. So we are going to talk about partial transfers and partial divestitures here. Then here if you see another scenario, we are going to talk about Spain investment in Italy. So whatever the investment. So Italy increased their capital. So for example, Italy's capital is 270 euros. That 270 euros increase some 300 euros. 30 euros increase. So now Spain investment percentage in Italy going to increase. If it increases, how the increase should be? So 90%. So for example, Spain investment in Italy is 90%. So because Italy increased the capital 30 euros, so that 90% will be changed to 90.61%. So percentage will change. If investment percentage changes because of capital increase, how you are going to handle that scenario? So capital increases, right? So investment percentage is not increased. At that time, what is the scenario? That also we are going to discuss. And the other group, so these are all period 4 activities. We are going to perform step acquisition, we are going to perform partial transfer, we are going to perform capital increase, and one more we are going to perform, which is method change. Accounting method change. So what happened in period 3, the investment of Poland in Hungary is 30%. So that is now Poland increasing their investment percentage. So for example, increase of direct share. So period 3 you have 30%. Period 4 you are increasing to, for example, 30% or 40%, so 60% you have, whatever. So 30%, when your investment in period 3, it is at equity because 30%, but now you are increasing to 60%. when you increase to 60%. So the method is changed, purchase method now. So when it is purchase method, so how the activity-based consolidation of investment is giving a solution for this? So this particular scenario is not possible with rule-based, only activity-based consolidation of investment is possible. And they said, whatever, so in period 3 you have Hungary with 30% equity method. So what SAP says, like you just use total divestitures for this particular equity method, Hungary 1, and you create new consolidation unit Hungary 2 and use the purchase method for that. So that we are going to discuss. And period 5, when you are moving to period 5, yeah.
Kiran, small doubt with respect to Bhaskar here. HU to Hungary point of view, when we are invested 30%, it will be considered as a associate.
Correct. Equity, correct.
Below 50% and above 20%, it will correct. That one I'm saying. And when it is increased to 80% or 60%, something you mentioned, then it will be considered as a holding and subsidiary relationship.
Correct.
So
that's where purchase method change. So the method equity to purchase method we are going to change.
Correct. Okay.
Hey, Kiran.
Yeah.
So question, and into a 108, do they maintain this relationship without, for example, if that company is in GR 0, that don't exist in GR 00, and I do transaction between them, so the elimination will happen in GR 0, or always see the eliminations in GRE 00?
Both. So at this stage we are going to, so whenever we are running consolidation for any scenarios, so first we will run for GRO 00, then we are going to run for GRE 00. Both the groups we are going to run. So
right, but you have to include the consolidation units. Let's say that GRE 0, I have to include all the consolidation units below in that group, and GR 00, there is a piece of the GR 00, right, to capture all the investments.
Okay.
Right, but what happens if the transaction, the consolidation unit doesn't exist, let's say, exists in GR 00, but doesn't exist in at the group top level, Germany, in that group? How the posting will happen?
So that's what we are going to discuss in activity-based consolidation of investment.
Okay.
Or whenever that is so for all these things, whatever valid question you ask. So what are the posting system is going to pass for these things? That's what we are going to understand. So next, there are some left out scenarios. So those we are going to maintain in period 5, 2026. See, if you observe here, 2025 third period and fourth period, but next scenarios, so individual scenarios where partial transfer, if you see here, Switzerland and France, 70 to 50. So the 20% they are moving to Spain. Spain took that 20%, whatever decreased in this particular Switzerland investment. Right. This scenario and total divestitures we are going to discuss. We are going to execute in 2026 period 5. So, and there are some other things. So horizontal merger and vertical merger. So horizontal merger we are going to discuss the way it is configured, horizontal merger or vertical mergers, the way it's configured same. So in this scenario we are discussing, we took I took the example data for 8th and 9th period 8 and period 9, 2026 only. So here what the merger is, Portugal is there. So in the GRS 00, Portugal is there, Italy is there. Both are doing merged, horizontal merger. So this horizontal merger or vertical merger only possible with activity-based consolidation of investments. It's not possible with rule-based approach. So you have to. So when I say rule-based approach not possible in the sense, automatically it will not post anything. You have to upload. You can maintain data in an Excel file, adjustment file, and you can upload. But that is manual in rule-based. But activity-based, yes, you can perform horizontal merger. So Portugal and Italy both merged. Now you see Germany's investment in Spain, Spain investment in Italy. So Portugal is not there in this particular group in period 9. Period 8 they were there. period 9, the merged, and period 9, there is no Portugal in this particular group. So when we are talking about rule based, so whatever scenarios, these three screens I said, period 3 activities, period 4 activities, period 5 activities, period 8 and 9 activities, whatever, these are all, first we are going to start with activity based consolidation of investments, and we are going to discuss these things. And period 9, rule based approach, for the same structure, if your customer is using rule based, so what are the scenarios possible? How to handle those? So here the thing is, the activity based consolidation of investments, when you talk about what SAP given, you can use 100%. They observed their entire SAP's entire experience in this particular consolidation. So we know BPC, we know embedded consolidation, we know RTC consolidation. Earlier you have ECCS. So they have taken all the scenarios from these products and they configured perfectly for activity based consolidation of investments. So tomorrow if you are going to implement activity based consolidation of investments for your customer, if you are adopting the content whatever SAP delivered, so your implementation time, if 6 months implementation time, it will reduce to 2 months, because everything configured. Minorities in goodwill calculation happens, at equity method calculation happens, whatever activities I told you today. So now all these are possible. So only thing is you have to know how to adapt the content that I explained in S4F 95 training, how you can adapt the FS items or attribute values or the rules, whatever the rules and all those things. So when you are talking, so activity based consolidation of investments is very good. So if you are going for implementation and your customer is very big customer and is having all these scenarios, then I suggest you go with activity based consolidation of investments. Sometimes it is also possible that you already started implementation, now you started already implementing rule based approach. So if your rule based approach, all those, I mean some of those scenarios, so some common scenarios are also possible in the rule based, might be in some next versions they might come with a solution for all other scenarios which are missing in rule based. So in rule based you can do the total divestitures, first consolidation, subsequent consolidation, total divestitures, capital increase, investment increase. Only these things can be done in the rule based. So we are going to maintain this rule based approach for a separate version. As you know, like activity based and rule based both cannot be implemented in one same version. So for the same structure, right, at equity, because I said like rule based at equity method is automation is not possible. So you have to post manual entries. So what are those manual entries? How to upload those manual entries? We are going to discuss. And also we are going to execute first consolidation for Europe group, GRM group, GRS group, all these 4 groups. And period 4 activities. So in the first period is period 3. So first consolidation is completed, subsequent consolidation also completed, and period 4. We are going to discuss in the period 4 step acquisition. So so investment increase scenario we are going to discuss. Capital increase with constant direct share. So when we are talking about activity based, we discuss this capital increase scenario. The entries are same. See, whatever, whether this is rule based, whether this is activity based, the entries are same. So activity based, SAP delivered all those configurations. Rule based, you have to configure that one. So how to configure, how to add that particular rule based rules in the reclassification methods, that we are going to discuss. So the capital increase scenario, partial transfer scenario, or second subsequent consolidation. So partial transfer, which is not possible, we will see whether might be in the future versions it might come. So this is what so activity-based consolidation of investments. The activities we are going to discuss, all these activities: first consolidation, subsequent consolidation, step acquisition, capital increase and decrease, partial and total divestitures, partial and total transfers, horizontal and vertical mergers. So the same thing explained here in this particular course content. So I have listed all the activities. So first consolidation and subsequent. First we are starting with activity-based consolidation of investments, and we are going to perform all the activities. And period 4 activities, yeah. Then period 5 activities. Then period 8, 9 activities. Right. This we are going to perform. Then we are going to start rule-based consolidation of investments, and the same whatever I said, like period 3 and period 4 activities we are going to perform. Period 3 is first consolidation and subsequent consolidation activities. Period 4 is all remaining activities for rule-based. So in this, wherever possible, I mean everything we are going to execute in the system, we are going to check the result. If you see, for every activity-based and rule-based, I added exercises also for all the exercises. So all these exercises we are going to execute. So now, tomorrow we will discuss, right? So what are so here I listed. When you are implementing rule-based, right? What to take into account when you are implementing ABC? What are the benefits you are going to get? So those things we are going to discuss, and each and every scenario I'm going to explain detailedly. Then from next week onwards we will start implementing in the system. So if you want to join this particular course, kindly write an email to bpc.kiran@gmail.com. So other details, right? Like, so I'm going to provide you the configuration material, right? Whatever configuration steps we are going to perform. So configuration steps you are going to get. So whatever data files, whatever I created for these scenarios, so data files you are going to get. So only one thing, sessions are not recorded, but you can attend multiple times if you are missing some sessions, or if you are having some issues to understand the scenarios, you can go through the scenarios once, and again you can repeat these sessions. So session time, so I planned 4 p.m. India time. So 2 hours, Sunday 4 p.m. IST to 6 p.m. IST. Saturday and Sunday I planned this session, Saturday and Sunday, because weekend is available. Weekend is, I mean, now all are working from offices, or so this is the best time I find. So I started at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Yep. Any other details, you just write an email to me, bpc.kiran@gmail.com. I will reply to you. Now to that mail. So now you have any questions?
Joint venture also?
No, joint venture is not part of it.
Okay. See, for example, the company is engaged with any other entity with other than this holding and subsidiary or associate relationship, they are with joint venture relationship. So at the end of the period, they want to consolidate the joint venture operations into the group reporting. That is my opinion.
First, they have to use their joint venture application in S4HANA. So once the data is done there, so that can move. Yeah. Any other questions from other participants?
Kiran, to get access to a system, can you put the email? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. Same access only, same whatever vendor we are using, same vendor we use. So S4HANA 2020 you will get, and I will give you the vendor details.
Yeah, I'll send you an email so you can send me the vendor details again. For some reason, not replying back. Thank you.
Kiran, one more question. If you can go back to your structure for some time. Are you also covering the restructuring scenarios? Let's say if the group, one of the group which is having a couple of entities like Poland and Hungary, this whole group GRO00 is getting restructured and getting merged into different two groups, like Poland is moving to Spain and Hungary is going to Switzerland. Then there is a lot of financial accounting document getting triggered, like consolidations and goodwill and profit segregation. So if any chance you are covering this, or if it is something that is in your queue.
Correct. So see, if you see this scenario, when Poland, right, Poland investment in Hungary is changed, right? So as you said, like, so it's changed. So my investment is zero now. Poland investment in Hungary is zero now, for example. So we are going to use total divestitures. So one place you use total divestitures, other place you will make it as new entity acquisition.
Okay, so it will be internal transfer, but we will make it as a complete divestiture and then a new entity introduction.
Correct.
I see. Okay, it will not be a transfer kind of thing, right?
No. So it's currently, see, we have to adapt the system, right? Currently that is not possible actually. You got my point. So with the system group reporting, so this is the solution we can go ahead. Yeah. Any other questions from other participants? Right. So tomorrow you join with the same meeting request. Yeah. Tomorrow's session also recorded, will be recorded. I will share that recording also. Right. Thank you. Have a nice day. Please send an email if you are interested. Have a nice day. I'm ending the meeting.